So we're wandering down the road where all the addicts, the homeless addicts, lie and sleep all night. We approached a few and we were like, can we buy some Sisa? A couple of crusty guys ran off around the corner with our €5, came back with a little bag. They definitely shafted us. We definitely didn't get enough. But this is it. This is Sisa, the drug everyone's freaked out about in Athens. This is the cocaine of the poor, and it looks an awful lot like crystal meth to me.
Life on the streets is increasingly difficult for users in Athens. Not only did the economic collapse hit their support networks, but the locals are running out of patience with them. This is especially true in the area of Exarchia. Police rarely operate here, as the place is a quasi-autonomous anarchist stronghold centered around the occupied Polytechnic building. It's also a center point for drug use. We'd heard that since Sisa had emerged, a violent battle for control of Exarchia had broken out between the anarchists, the dealers, and the police. So we went there to meet an anarchist who claimed to be leading the fight against Sisa and his users.
Can you tell us when you first noticed Sisa coming into Exarchia?
It must have been 2 years ago. Lots of crazy things started to happen. The people got more paranoid, the addicts, you know. And then lots of bad things start to happen. Fighting for no reason at all. I got beaten up like 2 years before.
So you got beaten up by guys on Sisa?
Yeah, 4 guys with a pit bull, a dog, you know.
How did you know they were on Sisa?
After that, we got a huge manifest against all drugs and stuff like that, and people came to me and said, you know, these guys were on Sisa and they are addicts. And I say, so this is massive. If it happens here in Exarchia, it's massive in the center of Athens.
Why do you think that the Sisa users are starting to come into Exarchia?
Some of them came to us, to the anarchists, and they say that the police told them to go to Exarchia, and they said we cannot do it anywhere else. They send us away from all the other, you know, territories, all the other squares.
How's the kind of mood changed in the area since Sisa came in?
Yeah, it's very hostile these days. We have and also reports for attempt of rapes, and so there are many girls reported to us like do something. They are attacking to us.
You've told me that you think that the people from Exarchia, people like you're going to fight back against the users and the dealers.
There are two major ways. The one is like hit them, you know, hit them hard and
beat up the users? Beat
up the users, the dealers, everyone. We are here and we are anarchists and we are, you know, macho and stuff like that. The other way is to reoccupy your territory. We want the children to play in the square, in Exarchia Square, and not the drug dealing happening.
Don't you think that beating up users is dreadful? I mean, they're suffering, you know? They have really shitty lives.
They are completely fucked up, smashed up. They are already beaten up, you know? So okay. It's nothing worse you can do to them. I think it's the worst drug ever.
And it's not just the anarchists making life hell for users. While we were in Athens, we heard of a controversial new police operation called Operation Thetis, which was flushing the homeless from their usual hangouts in the city. Danny Virgu was the journalist who broke the story of Thetis just days before we arrived.
Operation Thetis was designed by the Ministry of Public Order and Health. And what they did was last Wednesday, March 6th, they went out on the streets of Athens and they gathered 132 drug users and they drove them to Amygdalesa, which is a detention center outside of Athens. And what they did there is they took their medical histories, but they also filled personal data from ethnicity, religious beliefs, if they're adopted, if they have roommates, and then medical history.
Do you think they'll continue doing this again and again?
Well, they started on Wednesday, March 6th, and it went to Sunday. It just kept going every night and even during the day.
Why do you think they did that?
I don't know. They're trying to get drug addicts and users off the streets, but that's not a human way of doing it.
As the Greek economy has withered, so it seems has the standing of its homeless citizens, who without a support network are more vulnerable than ever. That night we were approached by Kostas, who'd been targeted by police the night before.
Έγινε μια σκούπα ομαδική, πήρανε πολλά παιδιά με βίαιο τρόπο λίγο και με συμπεριφορά που δεν είναι ευπρεπέστατη προς τον άνθρωπο, ας πούμε. Μας βάλανε σε ένα βαν και τους είπα κιόλας στο τέλος, δηλαδή πρέπει να γίνει όλο αυτό ή πρέπει να γίνεται συνέχεια αυτό το πράγμα για να φτάσετε σε ένα σημείο να μ' αφήσετε συγχωρμένα προσωπικά, όχι για άλλους. Εμένα με ενδιαφέρει αποκλειστικά για μένα. Αλλά αν πάμε και στο παρακάτω παράγοντα, ότι είναι το παιδομάζωμα, γιατί είναι παιδομάζωμα. Να παίρνεις ένα τοξομάνι από την πιάτσα ή να τον έχεις ταλαιπωρία ή εξακρίβωση ή το ψαχτήρι ή να σε βάλει σε 20 άτομα μπροστά ή να περιμένεις να συμπληρώσεις 20 άτομα για το πούλμαν, για να σε πάει στην αμυγδάλεσσα ή να σε πάει σε κάποιο άλλο τμήμα ή αν θέλει να σε ταλαιπωρήσει, να σε πάρει 2-3 ώρες από την πιάτσα. Πάλι να με πάρεις 2-3 ώρες από την πιάτσα, πάλι στην πιάτσα θα έρθω. Πάλι στην πιάτσα θα έρθω. Αυτό το πράγμα γίνεται συνέχεια.
So the square behind me is one of the main areas where we've seen people buying drugs and selling drugs. It's kind of a sketchy area. But then this morning, we came by and there were loads of police vans all around it, and they were ushering all the junkies into the back of their vans. They'd even pulled up a couple of big buses to try and put them on there. We think this is part of Operation Thetis, which is an attempt to just move the junkies from the center of Athens out to the outskirts where nobody will see them. We've had a couple of bad experiences so far filming police. We've been kept in police cells while they go through our papers and deleted our footage and stuff. So we went up and asked them if we could film them. They said, no, you've got to apply for permission. It takes 40 days, yada, yada, yada. But we've got an appointment with the Drug Enforcement Agency this afternoon. So we're going to go see them, ask them about Operation Thetis and the cleaning of the streets, and see if they really think that this is the best way to deal with Athens as drug addicts, or if it's just a way to make everything look a little bit cleaner.
Drug addicts love me.
Okay.
Because they know that I have spent all these years tracing drug smugglers. I'm obliged to deal with them. When they come here, we try to help them. Believe me, we many times give them money to buy a sandwich or so.
Quite a lot of the people we've been talking to have been telling us about Operation Thetis. Could you tell us what Operation Thetis is?
At least it happened once. The drug addicts who mainly don't have, let's say, a place to sleep. So we always find them all the 24 hours a day in the center of Athens. A number of them, no more than 130, they were picked up from the center of Athens. They were transferred to a police faculty, and there they were offered medical treatment plus food, water, and psychological support. That happened only once. I don't know whether it's going to happen again. It depends on the cooperation between the police, the Hellenic police, and the competent authorities of the Ministry of Health.
We were told that there was actually another sweep yesterday morning and evening, and this morning near Armonia Square we saw some police putting some users in the back of a van. Would that not have been Thetis? Or?
No. It's something completely different. They are driven to the competent, the local authorized police station, where we check if there is something against them. Let's say a court's decision which is not executed, and after the most is 1.5 hours, and then they are free. If there is nothing, of course, if they are not a fugitive, fugitives are arrested.
Yeah, okay. Understandable.
If there is nothing against them, then they are free within the most 2 hours.
So some of the health organisations that we've been talking to have been quite angered by Operation Thetis because they believe it's inhumane to pick people up and move them out of the area that they live in, even if they don't have housing. Can you see where they're coming from?
Well, actually, I'm a police officer. So when I get an order, I have to execute it. I cannot say anything about that.
So whether or not the police sweep we'd seen that day was part of Operation Thetis, clearly the police are intent on actively detaining homeless people, even if they haven't committed any overt crime.
Χθες πέρασα πολύ δύσκολα γιατί δεν είχα μάνι, δεν είχα λεφτά. Θα πω λίγο στα ελληνικά.
Ναι, στα ελληνικά. Δεν
είχα λεφτά καθόλου, πέρασα δύσκολα, είχα πρόβλημα με την αστυνομία. Είχαν μαζέψει όλο τον κόσμο, μαζεύανε παιδιά άρρωστα με ναρκωτικά και μαζέψαν και αναγκαστικά και εμένα, άστεγος. Αυτό θα μπει μέσα. Τον επόμενο χρόνο θέλω να είμαι υγιέστατος, να μην πίνω ναρκωτικά και να μπορέσω να συγκεντρωθώ και να φτιάξω και να έχω τη δουλειά μου και να μπορέσω να βρω μια κοπέλα και να φτιάξω την οικογένειά μου, να έχω οικογένεια. Και να έχω καθαρίσει από τα δικαστήρια, που έχω 6 δικαστήρια. Και να είμαι μια χαρά να προβατώ στον δρόμο με ψηλά το κεφάλι και να μην πίνω ναρκωτικά, να είμαι υγιέστατος.
The thing about Sisa is that it's a new drug, and the thing about new drugs is that no one ever really knows what they do. No one ever really understands them except for the addicts, the users. And the one thing that we've heard from all the users is that this stuff is moreish, and it's strong, and it eats you inside out, and it's bad for you. Ultimately, it just seems like a little cherry on the top of what is a large narcotic disaster going on in Athens streets right now, which itself is simply an expression of the economic downfall that they've experienced. The more time we spend with people, the more it seems like people are getting used now to going back to Sisa rather than the previous drugs because they can actually afford them. And perhaps this is the future model for street drugs. Maybe Sisa is just a good example of what will happen in Italy, in France, in England, in Portugal, in Cyprus. It's bad for people and it kills people, but more than anything, it's an expression of poverty.
Αλλά σας έχω εδώ, σας έχω εδώ. Θα έρθει δεκάνικος. Πάει.
We're in Uganda. Uganda's had a pretty good spell the last 25 years, no major civil wars, a little bit of an Ebola outbreak every so often, including right now, and they are the alcoholism capital of Africa. One favorite type of booze the locals make is called waraji. We're gonna go make some, drink some, and hopefully not go blind.